Hi guys, welcome to today's video. It is a tutorial of this vampire Halloween makeup look. It's super simple and I really hope you enjoy it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'm just going to get straight into how I created this look. To start things off, I'm going to use the Body Shop Fresh Nude foundation in the shade Bora Bora and popping a couple of pumps onto the back of my hand and a damp beauty blender to apply all over my face. I'm going to make sure I get my eyelids and take the product down my neck just to make sure I get a nice even blended base. For the eyes, you're going to need a lot of red tones, so I'm using this Morphe 350M palette, but use whatever you've got handy. And I'm starting with a pale colour that I can use as a base and a transition shade, and it's going all over the lid. Then I'm going to move on to the first red shade of the look, and it's a true bright red, so something quite dramatic, and I'm going to concentrate on the crease and creating a winged out shape. With this look, you don't want to stick to your original eye shape, so you can be dramatic and really elongate and widen out the eye. Now with a Real Techniques base shadow brush, I'm going to go into a matte brown and I'm going to focus mainly on the socket of my eye. And the reason for that is to add a bit of depth, but also to get that differentiation. There's going to be lots of other reds going on top, so it's really good to get that base sorted first. And now I'm going to go in with a clean blending brush and just soften the edges. To add another dimension to the eyes, I'm going to go in with an orange brick red, and I'm going to take it into the hollows right underneath my brow and next to my nose, and also just take that into the socket line as well. Using a matte black eyeshadow, you're going to darken up the eye look. So I start by popping it into the crease and blending it out. I'm going to follow the existing shape we've created, but also blend it on the outer part of the lid. The matte black that I'm using here is from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, but just choose one that you've worked with before, because what you don't want is a super messy shadow that's going to fall down and ruin your base. Now's your chance to be a little heavy-handed, so I'm going to pop the brick colour back into the inner corner of my eye and really focus under my eyebrow to create more of a depth and a hollowed out look. Once you're happy with that, grab your liquid liner and pop a thin line across your upper lash line so that you're ready for some false lashes. If you want to go more dramatic with your liner, then you obviously can, but I am about to take the eyeshadow underneath the eye, so it might be a good idea to wait until you see that, and then if you want to add more, you can. It's time for lashes, and I've gone for the Ardell Demi Wispies. I've got duo glue on the back of my hand, and I make sure that the lash is coated well with lots on either end of the strip. Then I give it some time to just get a bit tacky and pop them straight onto the centre of my lash line. And then using the tweezers, I squeeze down on either end of the lash just to make sure that they're properly bonded. For the brows, I'm using my trusty Ka-Brow by Benefit Cosmetics and a Morphe hard angle brush. I'm going to start by brushing through my brows with the spoolie, and I'm just going to make sure all the hairs are going in the same direction to make sure I get a full brow. I'm not going to be doing the brows so much as a Halloween brow, but more of a normal everyday brow, because I think the eyeshadow is going to speak enough. So you want to make sure you've got a defined arch and the front of the brow is as you'd normally like it, but again, nothing too dramatic here. Taking a mix of the brick shade and the bright red eyeshadow, you're now going to take them both under your eye. So I'm using an e.l.f. Cosmetics shading brush, and this really isn't supposed to be neat at all, so do drag it much lower than you normally would. But for this, the more roughly you apply it and the more haphazard it is, the better it's going to look. Using a dark red lip liner, you're going to draw faint lines under the eyes and smudge them out. I'm using Brick by MAC, but MUA have got some really good affordable options. Then you're going to use the liner in the inner corners to make your eyes look even creepier. With the same lip liner, you're going to line your lips as you would normally, and I've gone for quite a defined lower lip, and then I'm going to colour in every remaining space with the lip liner, and it's really to make a good base for your lipstick, but also you're going to mess it up in a bit, so you just want to make sure that the foundation is good. And then you're going to grab a cotton bud to mess up the outer lip line, and again, the messier the better. It's going to get very messy at the end, but initially you just want to soften up all of the edges. And then with a similar coloured lipstick and a lip brush, you're going to apply a very thin layer because you do want a bit of gloss on there initially, but as I say, wait until the end because you're going to mess up the lips a little bit more. For some contour, I'm using a matte grey shadow from the Kat Von D palette, but any matte grey that you have or any contouring colour will work perfectly. And as normal, I'm focusing on the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm also taking it onto the forehead as well. But really for this, you just want to have some sort of contrast from your very pale base. So next up, you're going to smudge and mess up the lipstick, and the less purposeful and the less choreographed this looks, the better. So you just want to take your fingers and just start spreading the lipstick around and just smudge it a little bit here and there, and you'll know kind of when to stop when you see it in balance with the rest of the makeup look. Now for the last step of the entire look, you're going to add some fake blood. Now I got mine from Tesco, and you can get them from most supermarkets at this time of year or your normal fancy dress shop, and I'm going to take it on a Real Techniques lip brush, and I'm just going to pop some in the corners of my eyes and down my lip as well. You want this to look as authentic as possible. Natural's not really the right word in this context, but you don't want it to just look like an exact line of fake blood, so try and get it to drip if you can, and if not, just touch it up with your finger to try and make it look a little bit more real. And this is the final look, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye!